This question or this issue gets brought up to me quite a bit, and that is the idea of not being able to relax. People coming to me and saying, Jennifer, please help me relax. I can't calm down. I'm stressed out. I feel anxious all the time. And I say I have experience with this because I am prone to anxiety. I've gotten a great deal better at this because of my stress management and the education in functional medicine and tools that I use to mitigate that stress. Things like yoga, meditation, daily walks outside in nature, and getting to sleep on time, waking early. I would like to offer any help I can, and it's a very simple piece of advice, which is, again, not to say something you hear me say often, is that it's simple but not easy, and this too applies to what I'm about to say. But stay with me, please, because it's a very sound piece of advice, I will say. And that is that when you are unable to relax or you are stressed out to the point where you can't calm down, you find yourself panicking in that panic mode, and we've all been there. Perhaps the most agitating thing that you can say to yourself, or that you can hear someone say to you in that heightened state of anxiety, is just calm down, relax. You need to calm down. Even when I'm speaking to myself, I find it irritating when my inner voice tells myself to calm down. And why is that? It's irritating because any effort, any attempt to relax immediately creates tension. It creates a task that we must fulfill in order to relax, which creates tension. And tension is precisely what we are trying to mitigate and remedy in the moment. So that's not helpful. In fact, it's counterproductive, at least in my experience it is. So what I can offer you in the way of help is the opposite of that, which would be to let go and surrender. Again, this is not easy, and this is precisely why I practice on a daily basis meditation, deep breathing, yoga, and particularly the corpse pose, where I just lie flat and I surrender. And the reason this works for relaxing is because it is a letting go, it's a surrender, it's an acceptance of presence. And that's what is the point of me saying this, is that actual calmness and relaxation comes in not needing to change or alter the current state of whatever is going on. And that includes whatever's happening in your body. Resistance to that is what creates tension, and that creates pain and suffering, is that clinging to the resistance of whatever's happening. The first step to creating this calmness in your body is to start breathing. Start focusing your energy on your breath. Don't do anything else. The mind follows where the breath goes. So if you're breathing fast and hyperventilating, your mind too will go into that panic state. It elevates the experience of the anxiety attack or the panic. Stop what you're doing, pause, collect yourself, check in with your body, and immediately take your attention and focus to your breath, and breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. And slow, deliberate breaths in time. With this practice, you will bring yourself to that calmed state and not needing to grasp to change what's happening. And this works very, very effectively. No matter the cause of the stress, we all, life itself is a stressful event. So if you don't have the tools to mitigate the stress, it affects the immune system, it affects every system in the body, it affects the mood, appetite, sleep, everything, hormones. So we need this. We need a practice in place. And that is why I emphasize so gently to my loved ones, but anybody who will listen to me, frankly, to start a meditation practice and start a deep relaxation and breathing practice. And if you want to implement yoga to complement that spiritual practice, that's a great way to have a physical component to your spiritual practice. No matter what's going on, the time of day during which I am the most relaxed and calm and myself is when I'm in Shavasana, that corpse pose at the end, where I'm in a deep relaxation state of meditation after I've finished my moving my body. It's extremely relaxing. I'm in stillness and in silence with nothing but my breath. And I can tap into that inner consciousness, that silent witness that I'm always speaking of, that is not attached to the egoic mind of thought and concept, narratives. What I'm trying to say is the more you can access that part of you, the calmer and more relaxed you can walk through life. And this doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen cumulatively. So I always tell my clients, the day that you start your practice is the day that your progress begins. So don't postpone it. If you are at all interested in this, making this a habit and a part of your life, start now, start today. And I encourage you to do it and at least be curious that you can do this. Anyone can access this part of themselves, this universal consciousness. And the more you can tap into, the more and the more often you can tap into this. And I do this daily, twice a day. I rely on it. And I do love it, but I don't do it because I love it. I do it because, frankly, I need this. I need this practice because I can be impatient, I can be stubborn, I can be resistant and reluctant to change, and all of these things about my personality that I'm working on improving and growing. And the way that I do that is through my spiritual practice, through meditation, through breathing, and checking in with myself those 2 times a day so that I can have a good grasp on not what is going on outside of me, but my body. And so often we become disconnected with our own bodies, and to the point where the only time we check in with ourselves or have an awareness of our body is when it's in pain, when there is a signal being sent to us that is getting our attention. And I preach practicing awareness all of the time. The idea is not to get to a state of enlightenment, but to get to a state of equanimity, in that state of being able to surrender to whatever is happening without getting tangled in the mess of it and becoming a ball of stress. Because that stress and that tension, again, when we want to relieve it, that attempt creates more tension. So what I'm trying to say in all of this is simply we must breathe. We must breathe and practice breathing, and then practice again and again and begin again. That is my message to you, anyone watching this, and to myself as well. I will continue to practice this daily until my last breath, and I encourage you to do the same. I wish you luck and wellness. You shall see me soon, and I thank you for watching.